Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot, which is pick a card readings on subjects like astrology, karma, aliens, cats, trauma, narcissists, narcissistic healing, emotional healing, past lives, and other subjects. This reading is on what will happen for the next week. This is a timeless reading, so it is appropriate for any time that you come upon it. So look at the four piles. We've got pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So take a second to see what pile resonates with you, and then we will move on to the pile number 1. All right, hello pile number 1. What will happen the next week? Let's see what cards that we have for you. We've got the Page of Wands in reverse, Six of Cups upright, the King of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. So what I'm getting from this is that, let's see, I'm first drawn to the Page of Wands, and I'm hearing that there's an idea, it's something about an idea will come to you in this week, and it may be an idea that has been sort of mulling, like you thought it was dead, you thought that this idea was dead, but you're going to find out that it's actually not. Like that's what I'm hearing. Like it's almost like a past idea with the Six of Cups, but you'll be revisiting it. Or it could also be that you're revisiting either an idea or a past relationship, past friendship, something like that, and you'll be resolving it in your mind. There'll be almost this, because there's been a lot of turmoil with the King of Cups. With the King of Cups, there's been a lot of emotional turmoil, and you felt very constricted with this, and you've been really struggling with it. How to resolve this sort of conflict with this person, and I see you sort of coming up with finding a way to somehow find peace in your mind in regards to this friendship, relationship, this issue from your childhood. Even it could also be a past trauma, or I see it for some it is like a conglomerate of different things, and you're going to find this resolution, and it's going to give you a sense of peace. So Eight of Swords reversed, it's often like something's about to release itself from your mind, and it's some sort of mental constriction. So it's like you'll release it, and then I hear for some it's like a past issue that's resolving itself, but for some it's an idea that's going to be reawakened, and it's been around with you for a while, and it could even be like a creative idea of where you want to go in your life, and you thought you didn't really know what to do with it. But now it's gonna shift, and you're going to figure out what to do with it. Let me see. Here's another card. So I got four from the bottom. It's about the idea for some people. So the Page of Cups. Interesting. So yes, the Page of Cups. He often, you see the fish in his cup. He often offers sort of like an idea. Like, so I see sort of all this stuff. Interesting. You've got the King of Cups too, and then the Page of Cups. So it's sort of like all these emotions are sort of, I see this energy of very much emotions brewing underneath the surface in regards to something that's resolving, either an idea or the relationship with the person. There's just all this emotions, but finally it just releases. It releases, in either the pain and sort of the conflict releases, or the idea that just, it comes to the surface, and you know how to integrate it. And it, like I say, it could be from the past, and it's sort of, I see the emotions that have been brewing. It just, yeah, it resolves. The Eight of Swords goes up, and resolves itself because it's in reverse, and you do this resolution to the turmoil that's happened. And either it's like a very exciting new idea, and for some it may be a creative idea, but for others it's just sort of an idea of where you want to take your life type thing. How, like, it could be tied to the resolution of this issue from the past, but it's like this knowledge of, okay, where am I going to take this life? like, how am I going to take my life? I hear, and I hear, just go within, resolve your emotions. And I hear that to take your life in the right direction, for some, you need to resolve your emotional conflict about something. You have to, and then and I hear once this emotions, because I see that some, I hear that some do not necessarily see things clearly. Some do, some don't. But once your emotions are resolved and worked through, you will be able to see things clearly. The Eight of Swords, with the Eight of Swords reverse, and then combined with Page of Cups, and then you will be able to go in the right direction, I hear. So that's all I get for pile number one. I hope that that is of service to you, and I hope that you have a good day. All right. So now we've got pile number two. So let's see what the upcoming week has for you. So we've got the King of Swords, the Devil, interesting, the Tower in reverse, and the Seven of Wands, interesting. This is quite interesting because we got the Devil is a major, and then the Tower, both major arcana cards. Interesting. So the Devil can mean that you've been really tied to something, a person, an addiction, some sort of issue, and it's upright. So it's really, there's a sense of it really staring you in the face, whatever this is. And it's sort of like, I hear for some, you've been trying to be very stoic is the right word, for your emotions. But for some, you're hearing, well, that's maybe not the best way to go about this. So what I hear is that you're kind of getting a light bulb moment, because the Tower in reverse can mean like kind of going upwards into your mind. It kind of, so I see it not so being so much a tower movement that happens in your outward reality, although for some it could be that, but it's more of a tower moment that goes on in your mind about how to do things and how to be, because I see this energy, I see of confliction, or what's the word, just being, and you could be a Capricorn as well, but not necessarily, because the Devil is can be a Capricorn, but it's sort of like you're you're sort of tied to something in a healthy way, and you go upwards and you get this light bulb moments. You see with the Tower, right? It's like it can mean enlightenment, and then reversed can mean going upwards, right? Something going on in your mind, and I see you just mulling something over and knowing, and I hear you figure out how not to make life so difficult for yourself. That's what I hear, because you've got the Seven of Wands, and it could be good energy, right? Because he's going forward. He's not afraid to boldly move forward. But I hear that you'll be figuring out how to sort of not have that energy be so prominent in your life, and how about to go about differently. So I see you going upwards, and it's like an aha moment. And I hear for some that you may be tied to somebody in an unhealthy way, and you don't really know. And I hear for some it could be romantic, but for others it is like I hear for some it's a friendship or some sort of work. It could be work too, friendship, work. I hear it's sort of like this, you being tied to somebody in an unhealthy way in some cases. So yeah, it's funny. I hear more in terms of friendship or work. Those are the words I hear, but it could be otherwise. It could be family or romantic as well too. But and it's sort of I see you being kind of long suffering with this issue, just long suffering, and you have this light bulb moment about how to get out of this and how to make it not be as difficult as I hear. Like it's just like you may want to like create boundaries with this person, or just have a better relationship with them, or even cut it off in some cases. But you'll know you're going within, and you'll have this aha moment, right? Because the Tower is very what's the word, like very, it's very tearing down old structures and an old way of doing things, or it's sort of you see it's a major arcana moment where you realize how to go, like, oh, maybe I haven't gone about things in quite the right way, and you'll know how to make something less difficult for you right here. You'll figure that out, and then you can sort of maybe end the completion, because we've got this, or end it, this sort of the cycle, because the seven at, Seven of Wands at 7, so it's kind of almost at the end, right? Almost at the end. There's Eight of Wands, and Nine of Wands, and Ten of Wands, where there's a completion. So you sort of you figure out how to sort of move out of this energy. Yeah, I see. Like you kind of you figure out how to finally move out of this energy, and you feel proud of yourself for coming to this resolution to this issue with this perhaps person, or even a mindset that sort of, maybe here in some cases it's not always about the person, although it seems like it is. It's sort of like the person could be like a reflection of something that's going on in you, maybe a long-standing issue, and you just had this light bulb moment about, oh hey, how to how to go about these things. And maybe if you meet such a person again, I hear, like if you meet such a person, so you start to like figure that out, and like it's a light bulb moment that goes upward because it's reversed, and it's in your head, and you figure it out. I see your brain just I see an image of your brain just reorienting itself, getting this light bulb moment, and going forward in a manner which is not, as I hear, toxic or difficult. I hear. So that's all we get for pile number two. Pile number two, and then we've got pile number three. The Ace of Cups in reverse, Knight of Wands in reversed, Three of Swords upright, Two of Swords upright, and oh, interesting, Nine of Swords. I think I already see where this is going. So I hear that you'll finally this week you will know where this particular person in your life, where they stand, and it's like you've been in this flux for a long time, not really knowing. And I'm hearing it could be various different situations, but it's something to do with not knowing where someone stands in terms of something, like how they don't know, you don't know how this person stands in relation to you, or what their opinion is of you, or and it's causing you, just being in this limbo. I hear it's just causing you a lot of worry, a lot of distress, and you're going to get to the bottom of it this week. I hear, like, you're going to know for better or worse, where this particular person. And I hear that in some cases you may not like this person. It could be a boss, even if it's a even if it's a friend, or you may not, or someone else, some other relationship. You may not always like this person, but and I hear that sometimes you may be fighting with this person a lot, and it's causing you to almost, the feelings that you have for this person have sort of dried up, so to speak. Like whoever this is in your life, but whether it's a person or a situation, it's been causing you just being in limbo. And I hear it's not always a person, but it's like a situation that you've been in, like limbo with, and you're just like, oh, when will this end? I see the worrying, when will this end? And with the nine, I call this the worry card, the Nine of Swords. It's like a lot of mental worries. You can see it right here, like he's kind of worried. And I see that, like, um the emotions that have dried up in the situation. You're just so very tired of it with the Ace of Cups, and this person may be kind of a feisty sort of person, or the situation may have a lot of energy of fire and movement beyond it. This particular situation, and you're going to feel like, okay, finally, I finally feel this resolution with it. I hear, like, you're finally going to get sort of some very clarity for this situation, and I hear for some it may be good, for some it may be a little bit unsettling, but either way, it's going to release worry, because we've got the Nine of Swords of reverse, which is my, and then reverse is oftentimes it's sort of a release of the energy, like a release of a long-standing issue. So it's like that's what I see, and yeah. Let's see if I get some other messages. And I hear, don't be afraid to find your freedom. I hear, don't be afraid to find your freedom from the situation. I hear, don't worry about it. Ultimately, it will work out, this particular situation, and don't ever be afraid to seek out a situation that's better. that's better than this. Don't be afraid to find your inner power and find a situation that's better than this. Like, you deserve better than this situation if it's not to your liking, I hear. And I hear, yeah, don't worry about it. I hear in some cases it may be a murky, unpleasant situation that you're just waiting through right now, but I hear it will soon resolve itself. And I see this image of you going on to greener pastures. Like, it's sort of right now you're in this very murky haze. I hear the word murky haze, and it's like, but you will find greener pastures. You will find something better. Like, I hear you are capable of doing that. And I hear it may not be pleasant right now, but I hear that you will find the greener pastures and the sunshine very soon. All right, that's all we get for pile number 3. Now it is time for pile number 4. Let's see what we have here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Moon, the Ten of Swords, interesting, and the Six of Wands. Interesting. And the word that I hear is, let me get these on to, is you are tired of fighting your emotions. You are tired of fighting your emotions, and there's just I see this sense of heaviness, and just I keep on hearing you're tired um fighting your emotions, and I hear you are tired of feeling not whole and not feeling abundant and in a like an abundant and or safe situation. So I see that to sort of, let me get some more cards. I'm hearing to get yourself out of this mindset. Interesting. This popped up. The Three of Cups. Interesting. Three of Cups. I also heard 10 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See if I can get some clear. The King of Wands. Interesting. The King of Wands and the Three. And interesting. I got the Three of Swords as well too. So I feel that in some cases this may be tied to another person who is sort of stealing your energy. This may be, in some cases, not everyone, but this sort of this emotions and this feeling of just being the Ten of Swords tied to the moon right here, to the moon. And it's like you feel like you can't get out of this energy. You really, really want to get to the Six of Wands, the victory energy. But it's just like, I see in some cases, there's this energy, this kind of oppressive, it could be a male. I hear it could also be a female as well too, like 60% male, 40% female, and this person is just sort of stealing, in some cases, stealing your energy, and you feel like you're never going to feel a sense of wholeness and sort of what's the word? Like just you're never gonna feel almost. I hear it's interesting. Safe with humanity again. You feel like you're never gonna feel safe with humanity again. After it's like almost a toxic situation, and I hear that the way out of the situation is, yes, in some cases, getting away from this toxic. And I hear for some it's not always a person. Like I hear for some it's a person, but for otherwise it's just, for others it's an actual person outside, but for others it's in your mind, which is, I mean, where so much of our issues are in our mind. And so yeah, it's like in some cases it's a person, but some cases it's your mind, and you really want to get to this sense of sort of, I hear just sort of shaking this depression, and you want to get to the feeling of the Seven of, or the Six of Wands and the Three of Cups. Like you really want, that's the energy, which is when it feels to you, it feels reversed to you right now. The Six of Wands and the Three of Cups. But you want to get there, but it's like reversed, and you're feeling like, will I ever get there? And I'm seeing, how can you get there quickly out of the situation? And I get the Empress. I got the Empress here. And I hear for the Empress, I got, there's two different threads. For some, the Empress, and some the Hermit. And it's interesting because the Hermit card is sort of a contrast to the Three of Cups. So I'm hearing that for some, to sort of get out of this emotional dead situation, For some, it involves just talking to a friend, I hear, and for some, it sort of involves sort of connecting to the human race again. But for others, I hear it's like sort of, yeah, it's creating a sort of healthier connections, if you will, and it will kind of snap you out of the state. And then for others, it's like the Empress. I hear the Empress is for another thread for this people who picked this pile, which is like, I feel like you need to. I hear what I hear from the Empress is you need to grow something different within yourself in order, and that's what I hear, something in because I see that in some cases for some people who pick this pile, when it's not about a person that's sort of oppressing you, when it's not it's sort of your mind oppressing you, or your almost, I hear like a soul oppression. And I see this image of right now like sort of this black energy around you from either the person or the energy within yourself. And I hear that to just shift out of this, it's sort of like almost it's like this spiritual issue going on inside of yourself. And I see this image of you need to grow something entirely different within yourself. And it could be an idea, and I hear that I see this image of you implanting, it's almost in some cases it's simply implanting another idea within yourself, within your soul, within your mind, within your consciousness. And when you do that, it will, I hear, overtake your life in a good way. And I hear it's one or two different ideas, one or two or three ideas, but they're all connected to you, and you'll figure that out within yourself. You'll. It's like a new way of doing things, a new idea, and then you grow that idea, and it's like it flourishes within yourself. And I see that that's the way to get to the Six of Wands. And here, let's see what are the ideas that I can get from the Empress. What ideas? Um, I hear I love myself and I put myself first, and I no longer allow other people to dictate my reality. I hear I am sovereign within myself, and the King of Wands energy cannot take away my energy and cannot invade my space. I am sovereign with myself, and I also hear I do not allow other people or other energies to invade my inner peace or my inner space. So that's what I hear from the Empress, and it's a matter of getting a new idea like the one I listed, or something with something akin to that. And once you do, it will overtake your life, and I see it sort of like a virus in a good way. This new idea implanting into your head, it's like a virus, and then it implants into your head, goes into your soul, and then you're able to get this Six of Wands energy into your life, this victory, the sense. You see, he has a victory, he has a crown here, and you just have the sense of being victorious, being victorious from this a shift in this energy to being victorious. All right, that's what we have for pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a good day.